God, I hate parents, man, who hurt, murder, and abuse kids. I want y'all to look at these two fools. I'm glad they were arrested. It bothers me to my core. And I was barely able to find a picture of the kid, but nonetheless, I want y'all to take a look at this story and really just listen to the details. It's just wild. I was only able to find a little bit of the story, but nonetheless, let me give you a disclaimer if this is your first time here. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. Detroit, y'all are taking an L. I'm getting this story from mlive.com. So if you're listening, thank you for the article. So we got two articles. I'm going to read this one. An 8-year-old boy died of blunt force trauma, meaning he was probably beat to death. Died from blunt force trauma to the head last week, and his parents are accused in the fatal assault. Jamar Hill, who's 37 years old, let me get their faces back up on the screen so you can see who I'm talking about. Jamar Hill, 37 years old, and Kentoria Latricia Moss, 31 years old, both of them out of Detroit, are facing charges related to the child's death, the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office announced. The alleged facts in this case are chilling, Prosecutor Kim Worthy said in a statement. I've heard of Kim Worthy before because we talked about a lot of stories out of Detroit, so shout out to Kim Worthy. The defendants in this case worked in tandem together to beat and eventually kill this poor child. Two adults against an 8-year-old. That sounds like some bully shit, don't it? They are grown ass bullies. I don't like bullies at all. Little Adren had zero chance of surviving. So his full name is Adren, Adren Thimes, Thimes, senior, 8 years old. That's the boy's full name, so y'all can look that up. They said that this boy had zero chance of surviving. Handsome young man, too. It's alleged that around 12:30 a.m. on Friday, November the 8th, this is only, 7 days ago, depending on when you're watching this, the defendants fatally assaulted their son. Medics were called to the scene, and the child was transported to the local hospital where he was pronounced dead. The cause of death was multiple blunt force traumas to the head, according to Wayne County Medical Examiner. I've talked about this before, how it's a strange thing that I've seen. It's not all, but a strange thing that black people do, especially black women, because I see a lot of black women fights quite often, televised, live stream, whatever, and they tend to hit people in the head and stomp them in the head when they're down. Y'all ever seen them do that in some of these little hood fights they be recording? Makes me wonder if that's what happened to this boy, if they got him down on the ground and then just stomped him in the head, beat him in the head, especially if that was the main cause of death. Hill is charged with felony murder and first-degree child abuse. Moss is charged with second-degree murder and lying to a peace officer in a violent crime investigation. I think they should have both got the same charges since they participated in tandem like they said. So why are there different charges? Because he's a man? He lost more control? He's stronger? He's smarter? Why are they not getting equal time for this, equal charges for this? That's the part I feel like they got wrong, especially if they were tandem participated duos. The defendants were arraigned Tuesday in 36th District Court. Hill was remanded to jail. Moss bond was set at $500,000 cash. Let me go to my next article, which I'm getting from WayneCounty.com, which is their official website. Prosecutor Kim Worthy has charged Jamar Hill, 37 years old, and Kentoria Latricia Moss, 31 years old, both of Detroit, in connection with the death of their 8-year-old son. On November the 8th, 2024, at approximately 12:30 a.m. at a residence at the 600 block of Claremont Avenue in Detroit, it's alleged that the defendants fatally assaulted their son. The defendants fatally assaulted their son. Why are they not being charged the same? They both need to go away permanently. I agree with you in the chat. I agree with you in the chat. They both assaulted their son fatally. Medics were called to the scene and transported the child to the local hospital where he was pronounced deceased. The Wayne County Medical Examiner determined that the cause of death was multiple blunt force trauma to the head. More complete facts and evidence will be placed in the record in court at the preliminary examination in the case. Jamar Hill has been charged with felony murder and first-degree child abuse. Kentoria Latricia Moss has been charged with second-degree murder and lying to a peace officer, violent crime investigation. The alleged facts in this case are chilling. The defendants in this case worked in tandem to beat and eventually kill this poor child. 2 adults against an 8-year-old. Little Adren had zero chance of surviving, said prosecutor Kim Worthy. They were arraigned this afternoon at 36th District Court. Defendant Hill was remanded to jail, and defendant Moss was given a $500,000 cash bond. The probable cause conference is scheduled for November the 26th. That's the reason why I'm giving you this part, so you're getting a little bit additional details. So the probable cause conference is scheduled for November the 26th, which is about just over a week from now at 8:30 a.m. And the preliminary examination is scheduled for December 2nd, 2024 at 8:45 a.m. before Judge Aaliyah Sabry. It says, please request a photograph of the defendants from the Detroit Police Department. If you need that, you can find it. Let me give you guys a fair usage. I only got a couple of news videos and we'll go from there. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. If you guys would do me a favor and please click that thumbs up. It always helps us if y'all leave a comment so more people can find this video and be able to share these stories and try to make these go viral. So here we go. Only got a couple news stories. Actually, one.
Family tells us when they went to the Wayne County morgue to identify 8-year-old Adren Jr., he had visible signs of head trauma and injuries to his face. We're told he was beaten to death.
It was like I just was so empty and my family support. We walked inside and we asked did she have him? And that's when it got real. It was true. He was there.
Just 24 hours before Adren Thimes sat down with us, she got a call that her grandson Adren Jr. was killed.
He was the sweetest little thing. He was the sweetest kid, very smart.
The details unraveled a horror story. Early Friday morning, a 911 call sent paramedics to a home off Claremont on Detroit's east side. Adren was unresponsive and later died at the hospital. The child allegedly beaten to death by his mother's live-in boyfriend, who is in police custody.
No reason for an 8-year-old baby to be dead.
Adriana is Adrian's grandma on his father's side. Adrian's dad was shot and killed when the child was just 1 year old, but grandma stayed close to her grandson and his mom.
Jessica, I told her several times and times again, if ever you date, I don't trust people with my kids. So whenever you date, drop them off.
She says communication slowed the last 6 months and Adren came around last.
She said, whenever you date, drop them off. Who have y'all heard say that before? This guy right here. I don't believe that you should be dating and having your young children around the person that you are dating. I think that you should make your children a priority. Either date that person, keep your children away from them, or choose your children. So I like the fact that she said that. It's definitely something I've spoken about for some years now.
And his mom.
Jessica, I told her several times and times again, if ever you date, I don't trust people with my kids. So whenever you date, drop them off.
She says communication slowed the last 6 months and Adren came around less. Grandma blames the suspect.
He would dictate when my grandson can come and spend weekends and go places with my daughter and I and my other grandchildren.
The last memory on a loop in her mind, taking her grandson to get this shiny blue bike. He said he'd be back for it, but that day will never come.
That was the last time I seen my grandbaby alive.
Detroit police say they are working to secure warrants for charges against that suspect. That is why they're keeping details close to the vest for now.
So again, we've put out probably more details than even the news videos have put out. So these are the two people, according to what I understand, to be the ones that are arrested for this. Let me get their names again, because I know she said Jessica. I don't know who a Jessica is, but the people I have here on my news story, to make sure I got this right, because the little boy's name was Adren. Let me make sure. Hold on. Yep. So, Jamar Hill, 37 years old, and Kentoria Latricia Moss, 31 years old. Those are the names that I have. Adren, Adren. So, if we need to look this up, middle name Thimes, Thimes, senior. That's the little boy's name. Why is he a senior? I don't know. I mean, I guess that's just the way they named him. But nonetheless, if there's anything that we got wrong, we might have to do a retraction on this, but I think that what we've spoken on is correct based on two different credible news sources. And we'll go from there. So let me wish to this young soul, young Adrian, young Prince, RIP, and hopefully that we can get justice for him. See, Adren, right there. There's his name right there. So we got a lot of stuff that points that this is all correct information. But if not, just email me. We'll try to get it all correct, and we'll go from there. Thank you guys so much for listening with an open mind as well as an open heart. We will do an update on this when we get more details, okay? Thank you.